I'm Jan, continuing our journey across the country to find some of the most creative and talented people who've used their lockdown experience in a positive way to make, create and share their passion with the world. This week I'm here in Nottingham, where I'm going to be meeting three amazing people. The first person I'm going to meet is Darren, who's built an amazing swimming pool in his back garden using found materials. He's upcycled it all. It's beautiful. So let's jump in and get into it.
This way to the pool.
Wow!
Here we have it.
Show it off, man.
Nicely heated water. Beautiful bar top. What more could you want? We wanted to build a pool that was all materials that we found ourselves and wasn't just bought from Amazon. Over the lockdown, a lot of people have been buying everything off Amazon because you couldn't go to the shops. So we thought we might as well make something ourselves. All of the materials, as you can see, a lot of them don't actually match, but that's because we've been finding them all over the street. We've been on missions. We spent a whole week just trying to look for all the different materials and resources. When you normally think about swimming pools over the summer, they're always freezing. You don't even want to get in them. We've got like a tube that attaches to our tap, and that just literally just runs the hot water from the tap. So it's nice hot water. And yeah, it's a simple little, it's a bodge job to be honest with you, but it does the job, so that's what's most important. Well, for the whole process, we recorded everything. We tried to make sure we documented the whole process, and we uploaded it onto TikTok. And within 2 days, we had like 100,000 views, which was just astonishing. We didn't expect that whatsoever. But the best way to experience this pool is to get in it. Wouldn't you agree?
Darren was right. The only way to experience it is inside the pool. So cheers to him and let's move on to the next. Once we're done with the filming, I'm definitely heading back to Darren's for another dip in the pool. But now I'm outside of Bonington Art Gallery, where I'm going to meet Lily, a fine art student who's going to show me some of her paintings and talk to me about the lockdown and how it's affected her. So let's head in, and if I'm lucky, she'll maybe let me paint as well. Alright, so it's lovely to finally meet you.
It's lovely to meet you as well.
Obviously our team has found you on Instagram. Been looking at your work, it's great. I'm looking forward to seeing them in person and getting a bit stuck in as well. But I've got a couple of questions for you first regarding the pandemic. How has the lockdown affected your art, if at all?
So at the beginning of COVID, I sort of found myself slipping into a routine of constantly producing the same work, which was the acrylic pours. But after going out every night on the late night walks that I've been doing, I found myself being really interested in sort of the structural aspects of buildings, the architecture and structure of buildings, even texture of bricks. Using this in my work to sort of influence me developing my practice. I've been trying to incorporate the structure that I've seen on the outside to bring it on the inside, using tools such as palette knives, paintbrushes, tools around the house, even rocks and stones.
So tools around the house, I imagine that's partly because you don't have access to the studio, has that really affected how you've been able to create?
At first it was a struggle because obviously I go through so many canvases regularly, but after talking to family members, friends, just people I know, asking if they have any old canvases laying around the house, I've been able to repurpose those, and that's what I've been using.
That's great, upcycling.
Yeah.
I imagine it's good now to actually be back inside the studio. And what's that like, coming into a social working environment?
At first it was difficult because I've sort of been at home in my own space, no one around, whereas when you're in the studio, it's more social. There's more people talking, there's more people walking around, popping their heads in, being nosy, giving me their opinions, but it's all fun and games and it all really helps at the end of the day. So I'm happy to be back.
So having your studio and working in Bonington, you've got the gallery, it's quite easy to showcase your work. Being in the pandemic, you can't have people walking through. How have you been showcasing your art?
So I set up an Instagram page and I've been uploading pictures and videos of my work. I've had quite a good response from people. A lot of people have been liking, commenting, sharing my posts, giving me some good feedback. That seems to be the most effective way that I've been able to display my work during lockdown.
I've all been using social media a lot more in this current pandemic, but one person who's been using it in the right way is a young photographer named Reeve, who's been using Instagram specifically to showcase some of the exciting film photography that he's been doing. We're about to meet him. He's going to send us a text message to a very secret location. He's going to talk me through his process and how he's dealt with the current pandemic. Alright, we've got a message. It is the location, but it is also looking like it's in the middle of nowhere and in the woods. But that's okay, because I'm very excited to meet this guy. We've really got to see how he's doing this stuff.
Instagram's enabled me to just meet a wide range of people and obviously showcase my photography skills and just to get your name out there. And then obviously you start taking pictures of certain people, and then other people are like, "Oh, do you want to take pictures of me?" And I was like, "Could do." Before lockdown, I barely took pictures at all, to be honest. I was like, I dabbled in it. I did it at A level, and then I lost focus after I did college course and then uni. But then the start of the first lockdown in June-ish time, it gave me a lot more free time, and in which obviously I was like, well, I have all these cameras, might as well take some pictures. It just kept progressing, and then I met Lily and took pictures of her, and then people saw all them. And the more pictures I've taken, the more people have seen, and then more I've been like, maybe I'll take more pictures of more people. It's more of a theme, I guess, like how can I put them in a location, in an outfit, and try and make it work. Film always adds a different layer to it. It's really hard to explain, but obviously anyone that takes pictures on film compared to digital kind of gets it. There's just a look to it that you can't really replicate. There's a lot more control to what you can do, like how you can shape it and make a photograph look in focus, out of focus, shape and angle it looks like. There's a lot more free range of what you can do, which makes it a lot better, really. A lot of the f-stops and aperture and all that, focusing, there's a lot of things to know, and it's kind of hard to remember it all. Photographers use like light meters. Obviously they're like £200 for like a low range one. I don't really have the money for that, so I just use an app on my phone, and it does the job. With lockdown, it's just allowed me to do it so much more, and it's just given me the time, really. And without even thinking about it, I wasn't like, oh, lockdown, now I can get into photography. It's just happened, which is a great plus.
It's now with a heavy heart that we've got to say goodbye to this beautiful city of Nottingham. We've met so many amazing, innovative people who, despite lockdown restrictions, have managed to creatively flourish. I hope you guys are feeling inspired. I know I definitely am. I'm going to be heading home to buy a paddling pool and some paintbrushes. So it's been a wonderful journey. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.
You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. All my feet have come too far for you to tie up to the ground.